Mick Corrigan here from Action Coach doing another business spotlight interview, and I'm delighted to introduce you to Daniel Miller. Daniel is the Managing Director of Coolkit. Welcome, Daniel.
Hey, mate, nice to be here. Thanks.
Good, good. Tell us a bit about Coolkit then. Dying to hear all about it.
Yeah, Coolkit is a manufacturer of refrigerated vehicles. So we take a vehicle from an OEM, like a Ford or a Mercedes or a Peugeot, and we insulate the body. So we put some insulated panels inside and we put a fridge on the roof. And essentially that product then is used to transport foods or medicines or other things that need to be moved at a certain temperature through that last mile delivery solution.
Good, good. And how are things progressing?
Really well, thank you. Yeah, we were established in 2020 in 2005. So we're coming up to 20 years old as a business, and this year we just moved into a new factory in Blackburn, which has sort of doubled the amount of space we've got. We're continuing to grow. The business is very strong, and we're going through a real growth phase where we've introduced new members to the team. So we brought in new sales director, new operations director. We brought in underneath those people, new people in key operational roles. We brought in our first head of HR, and we've really strengthened the management team as we've grown from being what you might class as an owner-managed SME to a period of time where we've been slightly bigger entity with key clients to support and a growth plan to get us to the next stage of development. So yeah, it's a really exciting time to be running the business because we've brought in a lot of people who know what they're doing and are helping us to grow the business. So it's good.
Sounds very exciting, yeah. And who are your customers? What type of people are buying from you?
We have two main kind of categories of customers, Mick. So we have what we call our fleet customers, and typically they're customers with large refrigerated van fleets. It might be a lease company or a hire company. It might be a large pharmaceutical company who's delivering medicines to lots of chemists across the country. Or it might be a large food manufacturer who are doing things like making sandwiches and delivering them out to different people. And that makes up about 60% of our business. And then the other type of customer that we have is somebody who's called a retail customer. A retail customer is typically an SME who will be, for example, a butcher in a local village who delivers his meat to his customers in his local town. So he'll have one or two vans. He'll come to us every 3 or 4 years and get a replacement. And to him, we're really a one-stop shop. So we're selling everything from the van itself to the conversion to hopefully some service contracts and some finance on top of that. So two main types of customer, but very different kind of channels to reach each of those customer bases.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And it sounds like quite a niche business. I don't know how much competition you've got, but with whatever alternatives those businesses have to take another option, what differentiates Coolkit, do you think, from those other options?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different competitors in the market, and it is relatively competitive. I think the things that establish Coolkit as an exceptional proposition for our customers are, one, the thermal efficiency of what we do. So our bespoke panels that we produce have a really good what we call a K rating, and the K rating is the amount of cold or heat that the panels will stop from escaping from the back of the van. And the better the insulated quality of the panels, the less energy it takes for the fridge to keep things cold, essentially, which means better range if it's an electric vehicle or better efficiency if it's a diesel vehicle. So that's one thing. And the second is payload. We focus a lot on making sure that our conversion is as light as possible. And if the product is as light as possible, that means that the customer's essentially got more room in the back of his van to transport goods rather than transporting our conversion. So he can get more deliveries for fewer scheduled slots, if that makes sense. And then the third thing is that we, as an established business that's been here for a long time, we've got real quality of the product. So we warranty all our products to match the OEM's warranty. So if an OEM offers 5 years, we'll offer 5 years. We've got a lot of confidence in a product that's been established for a long time, and customers like that ability to use a product that they know is tried and tested in the marketplace.
Brilliant. Puts you in a very good place, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be the biggest converter of what we call panel vans in the market, Nick. So a panel van is essentially where you take something like a Ford Transit and that's already got sides and a roof, and convert that. We'd be the biggest one of those in the country. And then there's another type of product that we do that's called a box van, where essentially we get a chassis from the manufacturer and we put an insulated box on the back of that van. That might be more like what you see from a supermarket delivering food and things like that. And that's a market where we're experiencing real growth in. There are other competitors in those markets, but it's a real opportunity for us to establish a product there that allows us to grow.
Brilliant. So you alluded to all the changes, like in personnel and the move to the new factory, etc. So a very positive time. What does that set up for the future? What does that look like? What are the challenges ahead? What are the opportunities ahead?
Well, as a business, we use what we call objectives and key results to measure our performance. So we use these
OKRs,
yeah. And we use those to drive all of our actions within the business. And we have 7 key ones that we measure. The top one that we have is aggressive growth. And we've got a plan to achieve a certain level of growth within the next 3 years. And in order to fulfill that, we needed to put the infrastructure in place now to be able to achieve that growth over the next few years. So our turnover for the most recent year will be around £21.5 million. And we've got a budget for next year, which adds sort of 50% on top of that. So we've got an aggressive growth strategy, and really that doesn't happen by accident. You've got to put the investment and the right people in position to help deliver that sort of thing. So that's essentially what we're aiming to do. Achieve the results through our OKRs and achieve that top level growth that allows us to grow as a business.
Could I just double check? You said 50% in the next year.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and the order book supports it, Mick. There's plenty of opportunity there. We've got an order book which is currently full until sort of January time. So customers are supporting us and trusting in us to be able to deliver for them. So yeah, it really is an exciting time to be part of Coolkit.
And how long have you been involved in the business, Daniel?
I started coming up to 3 years ago now as finance director. So I'm an accountant by trade. So yeah, I joined as sort of the first key senior leadership team hire that Rupert, our founder, made, and came in with a remit to kind of look at the business, drive some of the cost efficiencies, but also look at how we grow as a business and what we need to do that moving forward. And as Rupert's kind of stepped away a little bit more, I took the MD role maybe 2 years ago now. And then, like I say, we've been building a management team around that. So as we've grown, we've been putting that team in place. So yeah, we've got some really good hires in there.
And what have you learnt along the way, Daniel?
Oh, well, it's been a hell of a
about yourself and about the business.
Yeah, well, I mean, so obviously moving from that finance role, where I've been a finance leader for a lot of years now, and I kind of know that role and know what's expected and how to drive things. And then moving into a more general role, obviously, is a step and a change. So you've got operational people to manage. Typically, you've got salespeople to manage who are their own beast, aren't they? And you've got to try and keep on top of those guys. But yeah, so just kind of stepping out of that comfort zone of finance world into a more general management world has been a real learning curve. And then about 12 months ago now, Coolkit suffered a major fire where we actually lost one of our manufacturing facilities. So we had a site in Burnley that unfortunately we lost. So we went through a hell of a change during that period, and we all learned a hell of a lot about resilience and change management and all those good things. So it really has been a learning curve, and I'm not going to say baptism of fire, because
Yeah,
You know,
the pun will be a bit too obvious.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And if you could have the benefit of hindsight now over the 3 years you've been there, if there's anything that you could look at and with the benefit of that hindsight go, right, I might change that. I might do that slightly differently next time if you had that opportunity. What might that be?
I think there's definitely a period where we tried to run before we could walk, mate. So you know the industry was very much or is very much in a growth cycle. You know, there's lots of demand for our quality product, and perhaps we in the past have put sales before getting the operation ready to achieve those sales. And of course, the thing that happens then is you end up in a period where you've got some arrears in the order book and disappointed customers. So this time around, we've been very focused on making sure that the operation can achieve what the sales team are going out and selling, just to make sure we're managing that customer journey and that customer experience. So absolutely, I'd make sure that you know, yes, we want to grow aggressively, but we also want to do it in balance where we're understanding that all of the sides of the business can achieve what's required to achieve that growth.
Brilliant. Well, congratulations on what you've achieved in 3 years. You've obviously made a massive impact there. So well done for that. And I wish you every success with your plans going forward. All the best.
Well, thanks very much, mate.